Yes, people, and welcome back to the What's Going On podcast. Big up to all those that are in the house. Big up to J Lux Videos. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. As you can see, along the ticker line, on the road to 1K, people, on the road to 1K. And much appreciate. I want to thank everybody for getting me over the 800 sub mark. And it's only one way. And that's up, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I really appreciate those people that have subbed to me in the last couple of days, and that really I do appreciate. And we have got a lot to talk about. But listen, before you do anything, smash that like button, subscribe and share if you are new. Follow J Lux Videos. Follow him. Follow his example. Come in, smash that like button, and subscribe if you're new. I know there's other people streaming right now. There's going to be a game on tonight, Super Cup, Tottenham against PSG, and guys, if PSG lose to Tottenham tonight, bro, Arsenal fans, we just better keep quiet. We better keep quiet. We better keep quiet. That's all I'm trying to say. We better keep quiet. Do you know what I mean? We better keep quiet. But it is what it is. Listen, the Premier League is literally around the corner, guys. 3 days to go before Liverpool kick off the season against Bournemouth on Friday, and then the big Super Sunday game, Arsenal, or should we say Sesko against Gokaresh. Sesko against Gokaresh. Yeah. Man United have finally got their player front three, attacking three of Mbemo, Cunha, and Sesko. Yeah, and we're going to look at his numbers as well. See if Big D's happy with the striker. We're going to look at his price tag and all of that, and everything else associated with Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, you name it. We're going to talk about it tonight. So big up to everybody. And as I said, there are other people, League Gunners, like streaming right now as you stand. So I know there's going to be people over there, but I appreciate the people that have come into the chat, and we are going to talk everything football this evening. And let me stop waffling on. West Case incoming Spurs win and get Eze. Listen, that's another thing that we need to talk about. Which club will SA choose? Will it be Arsenal? Homegrown, played in the academy, obviously got let loose. Has he got something to prove, or is he going to end up being at Tottenham, who have got a number 10, he can play as that number 10, whereas Arteta is probably going to decide to play him on the left wing and not get much game time with a World Cup around the corner. What do you think he's going to do? People, put it in the chat, let me know. But listen, I'm going to stop waffling on, and I'm going to bring in Mr. Big D. We might have a few guests on tonight, seeing how it goes. But, you know, the loyal Mr. Big D is here, the Man United fan. Glazer's out, real Big D. Oh, yeah, he's muted at the moment. So you got your mute on, bro. The real Big D.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
And still saying Glazer's out. Still saying Glazer's out.
Bro, man. This is all Ineos, man. This is all Ineos right now. So,
well, okay. You're looking at Ineos. Just 2 seconds. I just lost something. But keep the crowd entertained while I just find something. Big D, just keep the crowd entertained.
Guys, welcome to Normski TV. We are literally days away from the new season, and I think some fans are going to be happy with the business they've done in the transfer window. Others will be a little bit disheartened. You know, Newcastle fans spring to mind. I think it's been a good window for a lot of teams. Man like Kofi, big up yourself. But for others,
let's get him out.
It will be a shocker.
You see what my man's coming with?
He got rid of it.
You see what my man's coming with? Get out here, man. Get out of here.
Bring him true. Let's Kofi.
Bro, yeah, sorry, Big D. Listen, thanks for just kind of coming. I know you're talking a little bit about your window, but we will come back.
Well, just the window in general, Norm. Just the windows in general. For some clubs, it's been decent. For others, it's been a shocker, you know. So
Newcastle, an absolute nightmare. An absolute nightmare. And
the
whole Isak problems going on and that. And a certain man below us is causing that problem. Yeah, he's just coming with his smug face. Yeah, look at him. Watch him.
I'm not really causing a problem here. You know? I'm just enjoying the ride. You know, crest of the wave, they just say.
You sound like
As you say,
you sound like the top Arsenal fans about enjoying the ride. Get to the end, but you have done that. You see, you won a trophy, and that's the difference between you and us. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
But the real work,
starts. What's that, mate?
The real work starts on Friday.
Mate, listen, it is, and obviously, Isak is still on your, plans. Obviously, Liverpool may go back into it depending on what's going on with him at Newcastle. He's threatening not to ever play for them. Once that window's closed, he will not play for them. But we will get into that. I'm sure we will. But just want to just quickly go around and just find out how you guys are doing. So first of all, Big D, what we saying, bro?
Yeah, doing well, Norms. Enjoying this another little bit of a heat wave moment.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it's almost like we're getting a double summer here, man. You know what I mean? So we got to take advantage of that.
These next couple of days, it's going to be hot, brother. It's a bit muggy today, but you know what I mean. We can't complain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was out in the elements with my neighbor. Shot around the golf on Monday, and we were getting cooked out there, bro. It was hot. I came in, I just crashed out because I had to go to work in the night. So when I came back, I just showered and crashed, boy. She didn't woke me up and just, bro, you need to get ready for work. I could barely walk, bro. You know what I mean? But it was good to get out there. It was good to get out there and swing the clubs and that. You know what I mean? He joined the new clubs in a place called Toaster, so he was feeling it. So he was like, come and play my new club, man. I'm a member. Then he get you in for real cheap. And he did. He got me in for a really good price.
Oh, right. Okay.
For a tea time. So, yeah, I went and shot around with him, which was good. Yeah.
My clubs are just collecting dust right now, Big D, man. They're just collecting dust right now. I need to get back out there, bro. But when in 2 years, the plan is to hopefully in 2 years' time. We'll see where I'm going. 40 years at a certain company won't say who it is, but you know it goes.
And then you walk away with that golden handshake, no.
With that golden handshake, you know what I mean?
You know
that carriage clock. But glad to see that you're good and you're getting around the golfing and you're
man. Yeah,
you ain't doing too bad in terms of the old transfer window. You know what I mean? It looked a little bit shaky at start, but listen, you kind of come true. So listen, we will talk about. And we've got another guest in the house, and he's a fellow Man United fan. He's appeared on the show periodically. You know what I mean? Big up to Mr. Leon Brown.
Yes, guys, how you doing?
What's going on, Luke?
I'm all good, bro. I'm all good. First of all, let me just take this. Big up Static, brother. How you doing? Yeah, Normski in the panel. Have a good show, brothers. I have to watch later. No problem. No, you are the Gilberto of YouTube, bro. You are the Gilberto. You know where we're going with that because you're
big up yourself, Static.
This man is in every chat, brother. Doing the work of YouTube. You understand? Big up to Static. Let me just quickly go through there. Please, guys, smash that like. As Static says, hit that like button if you are new. As I said, J Lux Videos has just subbed to me, so I really appreciate that. Top Gooners want Arthur for 40. Listen, I'm telling you, people, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk. Big up to Jason all the way in America. Respect to you, man. And I know you're doing the business. We know you're serving your country and that, but you make time for us, and I really do appreciate it. Wahaha, Man United fan, even Normski in the panel in the chat. Again, Normski panel, big love to always, guys, no problem. Got a new guy here. Yes, lads, just popping up to say Amron out. Man United fan, interesting. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that like button and sub to the channel. Hit that like button because it does help with the algorithms. Big up to you, Mike KKJ. And also, big up the panel from African El Manor. I think you've been in my chat before, but big up to you. If you're not, respect to you. Thank you for coming in. Please hit that like button if you are new. The legend it is. Please, Static, before you leave this show tonight, put Shane's link in the chat. This guy is chefing up everybody. The breakfast, if you haven't seen him, go check him out in the mornings, 10:30, the Irish breakfast. Yeah, lovely. This guy can chef up people. I'm telling you, brother. And I'm on his show tomorrow night, the Bruised Banana at 8:30. I will be on it slightly later, but he knows the score. But we are there. I will be doing my Invincibles. I've been on every single show. So big up to Big Shane. And I know he's probably doing a show with Lee Gunner any second now. So big up to you and appreciate that, brother. And Shane, I will get you on my show, but you have to be PG, brother. you know where we're going with this, huh? Because they will know about me. They know all about my message, what she does, doing the work of the Lord and all of that stuff. We understand that, but big up to you. Big up to Shane Gooner. Big up to Shane Gooner. Yes, no problem, bro. Okay, Norms J, subscribe and like. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. And just coming back. Shane coming up with some love. Put his link in the chat. If you're able to do it, please put Shane Gooner's link in the chat. This guy's doing business. He's only, I think, something like 400 plus away from a 2K. And this guy's work rate is unbelievable. His work rate is unbelievable. And one day I will get to that work rate. Don't you worry about that. Dazza Smokes you. Big up Knowles and the elite panel. And listen, guys.
I'm big up my guy.
Before we do anything else, I didn't get around. D said his thing. He's done his round of golf. I'm going to come to Kofi, then Mr. Leon Brown, because I know Mr. Leon Brown is a man of leisure and all of that stuff with that. So, you know, I'm a big United fan. And all of a sudden, he's taking very much interest in the window, which is very interesting. Let me just bring in Mr. Yazza. Yeah, big up to you, Chelsea, big Chelsea fan. Yazza, big up to Yazza. Yazza hitting
big
over
up
the
Yeah, big up, yes.
You can put Yazza's link in the chat. Big up to Yazza, big Chelsea fan. Big up to you. What's this? I can be PC. It might not seem like it when I don't know, but listen. Shane, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk because we need to do something together, bro. I don't know what it is, but we need to talk, man. I need to get my work rate up. I need to get my work rate up, and I know that. Where I can, I do what I can. You know what I mean? And we see Yazza out there doing the work as it goes. Sub to Shane, as you can see, sub to his channel. Now, just quickly, Mr. Liverpool, Mr. Kofi Slot. Yeah, just wanted to say how you doing.
All good. Yeah, I mean, I've had an interesting weekend. Bumped into Tony Cascaruno in central London.
What's that about it?
Nah, I was literally just near the Oxford Circus area, and he was just walking by. I was like, "Who's that?" The tall figure. I was like, "Oh, it's Tony." So I called him up, and I was just asking him some questions.
What's he got to say for himself?
I was asking him some questions, talk sport and everything like that. And yeah, we had a little bit of conversation. Okay. And on top of that, had a breakdown in the weekend as well.
I'm taking that's the car you're talking about, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, not the fact that my man might turn you down. So,
no. So it's been an interesting weekend, but
but good to see. I
thought he was talking about the Community Shield.
Community Shield.
I didn't know what he was talking about. I was like, it can't be that.
Just to let everybody know, Yassa is the biggest troll you can find. Yeah,
I swear I wasn't trolling. When he said breakdown, I didn't expect it to be. The last thing I thought it was a car. You know what I mean? I thought you were taking a mick out of him. That's what I thought.
No, not me. You know me. Yes, you know me, bro. You know me. But
let Crystal Palace have their glory, man.
No, listen, they've done well 2 cups. You know what I mean? Under Glasner, absolutely brilliant stuff. You know what I mean? Not won anything in their history, and then to go and do that. Listen, Liverpool were terrible. I'm not gonna lie. What the penalties were terrible. You know what's his name? Salah. What's going on with Salah, man? Is that 400 grand weighing him down?
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that. But let me come on to Mr. Brown, who fleetly comes on the show when he can. I know he's a busy man, but listen, it was kind of like he was saying, "I got to hop onto that," and I kind of misunderstood him. I thought he was meaning he wanted to hop on the show, but I held out the branch to him and said, "Yo, feel free to come on." But he said, "No, I was just going to come in the chat and that." But listen, I know Mr. Brown's got some things to say. And let me just let him tell him about himself.
No, listen, man. When you sent me the message, jump on. I was like, well, I didn't actually mean jump on. I mean, I was actually going to watch and listen to the conversation because, listen. And the other thing I want to say, Norms, there was some months back, not even some months back. I looked at your subscribers, and I remember when you were asking people to click like and subscribe so you could get to 300, bro. Do you remember that?
Well, yes, a distant memory, but I do remember.
Right, and I just want to say props, man, because I'm looking at numbers, looking at 800 plus subscribers now, and I'm sure that the 1K is not too far away, man. So great work. Looks like your work rate is doing something, though, Norms. It's doing something,
but I know I could do more. I can do more. But listen, thank you. Thank you for the support. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? Just linking up through YouTube community and Big D Kofi Slot. You know, as Chile when he's able to make it on. You know what I mean? JP, when he's able to, he's on holidays at the moment, so whatever. So listen, it's just one of those things where it's just a chat amongst guys. You know what I mean? I'm not in it for the money, the clicks, or nothing like that. Because if that was, I would then say Arteta in. You understand? Then I'll, you know
what I mean?
No one's been dropping 3 videos a day. If you, you know what I mean?
No, but it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. AFC. I don't know whether that's if that's just if that's real or not. I don't know. I mean, when I was on the show the other night, they I think Aaron brought it up on the OGs on Monday. So I don't know whether it's true or not. But if it is, I wouldn't put it past him. Put it that way. I wouldn't put it past him because this guy does some strange stuff like playing. We'll never walk alone before we go and play Liverpool, and then we go out and get slapped, light bulbs and all that, pickpockets. And now he's talking about the tunnel. He's talking about a tunnel, guys. That that we should remove the tunnel so that the fans like that coming, the opposition fans will feel intimidated by that. And I decided that I was going to maybe get some shares in it and start my own tunnel firm. So I have done that now. So I have got now a tunnel firm. So if anybody's interested, guys, if you can see, this is our advertisement stuff. Yeah, so as you can see behind me is the tunnel. The interesting thing is, I don't really know what's around the corner there. I'd like to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel when it comes to Arsenal. But I know what the game is. I know what it is. Every year it's the same old. You know what I mean? Second place FC, ole. You know
what I mean? Are we expected to be scared of that? What's it called? Wherever the weather. That song. Are we supposed to be scared of that?
Do they even know what the song is about? Oh my Lord, it's embarrassing, brother. It's embarrassing. It is.
I don't need to know, bro.
It is what it is. It is what it is. But yes, sir. Quickly, how you doing, my brother? Fred?
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know what I mean? I watched some pre-season games.
I see you putting in the work rate, late night stuff and all that. So
you know what it is today? I just done a few long journeys in it because now I'm in some service station in Shrewsbury.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I got a good signal in it, which is important, bro. Because there's all country roads. You got 2 minutes of signal, then no signal. It's crazy over here. But yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, that's all good. All good. But listen, we're gonna get into the show. And there's a lot to talk about. I was just saying that the Premier League is 3 days away. Kofi's team opens up the campaign against Bournemouth away, but at home, should I say? I think you're at home, aren't you? You are at home, aren't you?
Yeah.
And not only that, defense is looking a bit shaky. You're scoring goals, and now I'm hearing that you're looking at the guy that you had on loan from I can't remember his name. He's coming back from on loan. I think it was a player that you set out on loan, and now I think you're bringing him back. I can't remember his name exactly. And then obviously you're looking at Mark Gay from Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace seem to be losing a lot of their players because Eze could end up going to Spurs or he could possibly come to Arsenal. So I don't know, but let's let you know what's on the menu tonight. The left side. Oh, I've got the wrong one. Oh my God, I've got last week's one. This is so embarrassing. Let me go to this week's one. Here we go. That's right. Arsenal. Is Arsenal, guys? Is Arsenal primed and ready to go, or is there still more tweaking required? All right. Chelsea. This is one for you, Yasser. And I know you don't like to put stick your flag on the mast, or so the mark, in the mast on the flag sort of thing, because it's Chelsea dark horses for the league this season. Now, I see the way you guys are performed in the Club World Cup and your pre-season. You've done well there, and you're buying the right players. If you go and get a decent keeper, I know Colwell's out injured, so I think you possibly be looking for another defender. And we'll talk about what other I thought what's the name you're going to be getting in terms of transfers. Slot has concerns regarding the pool leaking goals. Will this affect their defense of the title, Kofi? That's a question for you and the chat. Man U have their striker. Will he bang for the Red Devils? And lastly, who does Eze choose, Arsenal or Spurs? So, guys, that is what we're on tonight. And I think we'll start off, Yasser, because I know maybe you might lose as you got work and stuff like that. So let's start off with Chelsea. Let's start off with Chelsea. Yeah. Chelsea, are they dark horses for the league? Because the way I'm looking, the way you guys are performing, in terms of your pre-season, you've had a pretty good pre-season. Also, in terms of the players that you bought, you've got some good players. Got some good players in. You've got that young guy who they call the new Messi, Delap. You're looking to get what's that? There's another player that you're looking to get. I can't remember who it is. I'll talk about
Gary Simmons. Xavi
What
Simmons
about
and
Simmons? Yeah,
No,
you
go
ever seen
Nacho.
this?
They're taking go Nacho for
Nacho.
Holmes.
Nacho.
Yeah.
Done, isn't that Nacho deal's done, isn't it? Or is it still in the
I
works?
don't know. I don't know what the situation
Yeah,
is.
it's close.
Not
I think
done
it's
yet.
closely. It's close.
Yeah, so for me, listen, I expect to challenge this season, innit? So I know it's going to be weird for Nomsky because last season he kept asking me, are you in a tire race? That's what he's doing to me. But yeah, no, I expect to challenge this season. And when you look at, there are uncertainties about basically every team that's within the top four, innit? Also, we got the whole goalkeeper, maybe defense thing. The similar thing with Liverpool, but they look like they're sorting it out. You know, Arsenal, there's a lot of question marks. You know what I'm saying? There's City, we don't know how they're going to line up yet. Obviously, we found that Rodri isn't fully fit. But I feel like, bro, from what I've seen at the end of the season in that run, Club World Cup, and then going into this season, like in terms of the preseason, bro, in preseason, we were balling out. And that, I think, gave us a bit more more confidence than we thought. And it's not just the way we play in football, because that's one thing. It's also our depth. Like we took off Caicedo and Enzo, and I don't know who else was in that midfield, Palmer. And we literally the young players that we bought are literally. I didn't know Caicedo was taken off when he played that Sugo guy.
Yeah,
It's only when they zoomed in and I was like, whoa, that's not Caicedo. And then I realized. So our depth looks good. Obviously, for me, it's weird, isn't it? You know that I want Sanchez gone, but he's also been performing well in recent times. I think he's a bit more confident when it comes to his passing and all that. Donnarumma's like the final form of Sanchez, isn't it? He's kind of the same thing. They have bozo moments. They're very good shot stoppers, but they're not that good with their feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Donnarumma's last season at PSG, which is the one they just ended now, is probably the best Donnarumma we've seen in his whole career. Like before that, he's never been to this level.
Just a question for you, and for the panel as well, for those that want to put the chat. I mean, it's obviously with the Donnarumma situation, I heard he was linked with Man United, also Man City. There's a possibility that he could likely go there, but I've heard that there's been a falling out with him and PSG after them, doing a domestic treble, winning the Champions League. Yeah. And then all of a sudden now, Luis Enrique is saying he's not bigger than the club. Do you know what's going on down there? What's going on?
I don't know. I covered it last night on my stream, and I've done a bit of digging, but there's nothing really coming out. And it looks more like the manager. It looks like you know what it is? Do you remember when Pep had Claudio Bravo, or what's the guy before that Hart? And sometimes it doesn't suit the way you play football, so he just changes it. Like I think that they got Chevalier, and he's a very good goalkeeper, isn't it?
So and
I think maybe it's about
all playing.
It feels like it's more one of them, and also obviously he's got a year left on his contract, similar to Magnan, and I feel like they don't want to take the risk of if he starts going into that 1 year, maybe he might do what he did at Milan. I think there's a lot of little factors that we don't know about, but. It's strange the way they're trying to ship him off, and it's like 40 or 50 million, wherever they want for him.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take him. I'll take him at Arsenal in a heartbeat.
And then obviously the funny thing is, obviously we found out recently that we're not in for him anymore. I think Big D's team United's not in him for him anymore. And it looks like it's only City. And from what I heard from City aggregators, they were saying that they've already agreed terms and everything. With City.
There was something earlier, Norman, about his agent taking legal action against the club.
Right.
In the way they've operated. Now, to my understanding, there was a stall on a contract, a bit like what happened with David De Gea, where there was a contract. You remember that, Leon? And then there wasn't. And I think it was a very similar thing with Donnarumma to extend. And then he got a bit greedy, and then now he was saying that, I'll take a pay cut. I'll reduce my salaries, and then they got the goalkeeper, and they just thought, well, we're not going to mess about. Then Enrique came out and said, this is all on me, not the club. This is my choice to go in another direction with the goalkeeper. So there's a few stories there. So I think the wages, him stalling, Enrique putting it on him to take pressure off PSG as a club, which is cool. You know what I mean? He's falling on his sword here as a manager to say, me the manager. Remember, Pep did it. Pep tried 2 or 3 goalkeepers before he settled on Edison.
Joe Hart and Bravo. Yeah. Remember he bought Bravo. He picked him out, bought Bravo, and then he had the bozo moments. he went and got Edison because he wanted more. He wanted someone that plays with his feet more than actually being more of a shot stopper. So
yeah, so Joe Hart was gone in a heartbeat, wasn't he? I mean, Pep came in and Joe
excuse
Hart
the pun,
immediately. I mean, really,
because he didn't even try him, Leon. Really and truly, he gave him 2 games, if that, and he was gone.
Yeah, a bit cold.
I've seen the interview. I've seen the interview of Joe Hart speaking about it, and he was saying that he basically just, as soon as he talked to him, like on the first couple of days, was like, "Listen, I don't need you anymore." And Joe Hart was expecting maybe to play him a bit first, or maybe let him fight for his place, but he was like, basically, I don't think he took my system or something like that. So,
because correct me if I'm wrong, Joe Hart was England #1 then, wasn't he? At that time.
Yeah.
So you imagine he came in,
like England #1 getting kicked out of Man City.
Yeah, it was wild.
That was.
So I think we're done a rumor. I think him digging his heels in initially. I think Enrique just said, you know what, I'm bringing the next man in, and he's already said it. I'm bringing this guy in to start. So if he stays there, he's going to be a part-bit player. And he's not a project for us, Leon.
Sorry, do you guys think that obviously Pep looks like he's going to get him, and it's not necessarily a Pep goalkeeper, if you want to call it that, yeah?
But guys,
I think that maybe Pep's going to try...
He just bought in James Trafford. Pep did.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying... I think it's a balance of they're buying for what Pep wants and also for after Pep. Because Pep looks like he has, 1 year, 2 years left? Maybe if he wins it this year, he might leave. So... It looks like they're trying to do both. But then again, it was like, why did you buy Trafford? Will Trafford be sitting on the bench? Are they going to sell Ortega? Is Edison going to this season as well? So, he's just going to get them both to fight for their place. Because remember, all the goalkeepers that he's had recently, as in Edison and Ortega, they're not similar levels, but they're both good level goalkeepers.
Yeah.
So there's not like what certain clubs where it's like an amazing goalkeeper and there's a big drop off between the two. So maybe that's what he wanted. Like, he wanted 2 goalkeepers that are not far from each other in case one gets injured or whatever. Or because Edison hasn't really looked good anyway, I think, even last season. So to the point where he started Ortega for a while. So we don't know what's going on over there.
There's definitely a fallout with Pep and Edison for sure. Because
I mean, there was talk. I mean, last season, I mean, there was uncertainty over his future, and there was a big chance that he was going to end up going to the Saudi league, and then that didn't happen. But he's a good goalkeeper, even himself. I mean, Edison, Trafford, is Ortega still there?
Yeah,
I think so.
Just say if they do end up getting Donnarumma, that's 4 goalkeepers. I'm sure. Edison will end up going because he's not going to play second fiddle. There's no way he's going to play second fiddle.
But you know who they let go? They let go of that Scott Carson guy, and they got the Bettinelli guy from us.
Listen, that Scott Carson guy was living the life, man.
Listen,
why could I go and play? I would just end up there, put some pair of gloves on, and just pretend that I know what I'm doing. Yeah,
his CV is mad, though, isn't it? His CV is mad. He's got bad trophies. Yeah, he ain't done nothing.
Trophies, brother.
But he's literally a training goalkeeper, which is fair enough,
No,
training goalkeeper that got to travel the world with Man City and win stuff.
But I'm just really shocked. To tell you the truth, I'm really shocked of this situation with the Donnarumma. I didn't expect it at all. And just looking at what Fabrizio has tweeted out, X's space, it said Donnarumma's agent Enzo Rahola, if I pronounce that right, will consider solutions. Now, maybe in the Premier League, there will be clubs able to pay what is needed. So obviously, I don't know if there's a dispute over what he wants in terms of pay.
I think he was on. I don't know if he's on 300k a week or he wants 300k a week. It's one of the two. I'm not exactly sure.
It was silly money.
But then they said he's willing to take the pay cut. So we don't know what's a pay cut like.
Yeah,
this is the thing. I wasn't sure about that when it comes to him, but yeah.
No, that's mad. He just finished reading. He goes, Paris Saint-Germain are asking for big money. They talk about respect, but it's only about the money. This is I was told to Sky, and then just further down it says Donnarumma's agent Enzo Rahola. We are shocked by PSG. There's zero respect by the club after 4 years together, and now we will consider the situation also with a legal team. So something is going on down there, which is going to be interesting. We're going to see how that all unfolds. It looks like he's Premier League bound. But which club is he going to end up with? Because listen, we will come on to Man United in terms of, yes, you've got your striker, but maybe you would probably like to see the back of Banana. So we will look at that. But let's just kind of just continue with the Chelsea stuff. Let me just take this back off the screen. So basically with the Chelsea stuff. So I listen. You want to stick your flag to the mast. Yes, you're saying we will challenge. You will challenge, but you probably need a couple of more positions.
No, I think we can win it. I think we can win it. I just think that obviously it depends on. Yeah, I think we can win it. It just depends on. Obviously, we're kind of an unknown entity in terms of are we going to have consistency this season? Because the difference last season was the mistakes and also the missed chances, which we've kind of fixed by getting the two attackers, if you want to call them, because one's we don't really know what João Pedro is, but it looks like he's going to play in the 9, and we've got the lap as well. And we've seen it in pre-season where one plays and then we take off the other, and it's basically the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Because they both finish. They can both finish. So the amount of chances that we create in a game, and if we do have, we can still we can't score the goals, which was what our issue was last season. In my opinion, we had the players, and especially the centre backs and the goalkeeper had to get used to playing at the back. And I think that's what the issues we had before, and that's where a lot of our bozo moments came from. They're not just the confidence, but also the the understanding the positioning and stuff like that when it comes to this possession-based football, especially in the back. And I think it started to look like it's all clicking, or it has already clicked. So now it's about us seeing what we can do in the league, innit? But in terms of when I look at our midfield and our forward line, I think it's like our midfield. I think is either the second best, or you can even argue, if you want to argue with depth, whatever. I think it's probably the best in the league.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It's definitely a lot stronger than Arsenal's. I can say that for real. Obviously, you've got Newcastle, who look like they're on the verge of getting Jacob Ramsey from Aston Villa, even though he's
Jacob Ramsey. Yeah,
he's a little bit injury prone, but still, that's a good addition because Newcastle have got a good midfield there, and then obviously you've got Man City's midfield. Rodri obviously coming back from long-term injury, but they got Reinders. Do you know what I mean? Turkey, you know what I mean? I
think what's his name? I think Rodri ain't going to be fit till September, was it? To the international.
That's right. Yeah. Because obviously, coming back from that,
so we're going to see whether that Nico is going to play or who else is going to play in there. Obviously, my thing as well is that the other clubs that I'm looking at, obviously, I think Liverpool look like the you know what I'm saying, the best team in terms of the players that they buy, and obviously if Isak comes, I feel like that can reduce our chances of winning the league. Yeah. But there's a lot of changes being made in both of those teams in terms of City and obviously with Liverpool as well. Obviously, I know Slot, and I know that he's done it before where he changed 11 or 11 players or something like that and won the league in Holland. So it's not like he's not used to it. It's just about how is he going to end up, how is he going to adapt, and how the players are going to be. That's my thing more of that. But other than that, yeah, man. Look, it's about 38 games, isn't it? So if we find a way,
but you've got a squad. I would say you've got a squad that's built now to compete on all levels. Yeah,
and I think my manager is very adaptable as well. That's the thing. He can change his formation every game. He changes.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've noticed.
So that kind of gives me and all these other players in our team also are now understanding what the manager wants us to do. So he does put other players in positions, or he doesn't want Gusto to invert anymore because we have an Andre Santos or someone else that can come in and just do that. So for me, I'm not seeing us having similar issues or the same issues we had last season. To get it, because my thing was okay. Say again.
No, I'll let you finish and then I'll just come back in.
No, because for me it's like, okay, cool, we did all right in the beginning of the season last season. Yeah. But then we realized that when our striker doesn't score, the drop off is big from what we were before.
I was gonna say that. I think you're gonna be more consistent this year, especially with João Pedro that you got from Brighton. And every time he's come on, he's made a difference. Delap as well. He's done well for you. Big, strong player. I mean, at one time I was thinking the guy looks more like a rugby player than a footballer, but he did score a couple of goals.
But he does that thing, innit? He does that thing, the English footballer thing. He comes in and just clatters someone straight away.
Yeah.
You know, and you think, we don't need the yellow. We don't need the yellow already. But
I think just
but you know what it is about Delap? You can hold up the ball I always said it's almost a 2-in-1 because he can do what Jackson used to do, which is everything besides the whole like running in behind. Well, he used to do the running in behind, but he didn't have that striker instinct or even making the right runs into the box. He could make the runs, but never in the box. He was never in the right places in the box a lot of the times. But he can do the running in behind because he has the
just a
pace
bit
and
of,
the
it's just a little bit of football intelligence. And I think last season, the season before Jackson, you know what I mean, the amount of times he was offside and not making the right runs and stuff like that. And I think that was what was the frustrating thing about him. Do you know what I mean? But what I would definitely say is that even if you know, I know you put yourself out there to say that you fancy the league, but I'll definitely say that you'll have a say in where it goes. Do you know what I mean? And anybody coming to the bridge is going to have problems. Do you know what I mean? Because you've got a young side and it's quite balanced now from front to back. Now you've got a very good midfielder to say you've got players that you can bring off the bench to make a difference. Which I think is really good. I'm going forward.
I think the only thing that we might end up getting, because remember we already got Hater, who's the backup for Cucurella, but can also play left centre back.
I want you Hater.
Because for us, that left back, and he's looked really good when he's come on. But the thing about that's basically similar to your Saka issue, where he's a player that plays almost every game, 24/7. I think he's played 5,000 minutes in the last year, whatever it was. So we had to make sure that we had to get the backup for him. I do still think that we're looking for one centre back, and we heard about that, but we've heard conflicting reports. So we've heard that we will be looking for a market opportunity and getting another centre back, or we might stay with the centre back.
Would you take Gay? Would you take Gay? I know
I've always said I wanted Gay.
We're taking him.
It looks like you're taking him, but I was almost saying that we could take him.
Right, he's going to Liverpool for real.
No, so what happened was, with the right centre back or left centre back situation, we've always said that if they ended up selling Tosin or maybe even Chalobah, then we would need another centre back. But they've said that after what they've seen from Chalobah, they feel like they want to keep him.
Okay.
So I'm not sure exactly. I still think we have the depth. Tosin's been really good in terms of very reliable.
Right.
But I don't think. I mean, as funny it is, I'm talking about our defense over the last year, whatever. They're still the third best defense in the league. Which even when I found out, I was like, whoa.
I know.
But
I was quite shocked by that as well when I saw.
I think now it's getting better. They have a better understanding, and for me, I wouldn't necessarily mind going with the defense that we already have now. But obviously, I'm always open to get a better player. But then again, I'm looking at if you're gonna get another defender or another player, I want it to be someone that's levels above the players that we have already. I don't really want a player that's only a couple of steps better than what we have. Does that make sense? Because then you're bringing in players.
No, really. I mean, the goalkeeper is probably maybe the weakest link, but you trust him.
So with the goalkeeper, just quickly, we have a guy called Mike Penders. Who's supposed to be...
I know. Yeah.
You probably heard about him, right? So what we've done with him is they've said that they want him to have a season on loan at Strasbourg.
Okay.
So we're sending him on loan there, which is where we send Petrovic. So he's gonna be their main starter over there. Right. We're gonna stick with Sanchez this season, and then next season he'll come back in and be the main goalkeeper.
All right. Okay.
So if they really believe in that goalkeeper to the point where they're saying unless we find a goalkeeper, and I think this is why we were in for Mannion, because he's a cheap option, he's still an experienced goalkeeper. You bring him in for a year or two, and then Mike Penders will come in and take over. And I feel like if that's what they want to do, the board have shown me enough to say that sometimes I might have to trust what they want to do, if that makes sense. Because some of the things that they've told us they want to do, it looks like it's working. So.
Well, listen, I can't lie. I'm actually jealous of the way you do your business and the way you flip your players and make the money that you make on them. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and that's why you're able to go and do what you're doing in terms of in the transfer market and the players that you've. I think this window alone, and we spoke about it last week, touched on it last week. I think potentially you could be selling up to 300 plus million worth of transfers. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I think we made like 220 or 250. I think we made 220 or 250 already. I think.
What's that, Lee?
I was just saying when Chelsea were buying up all of those players, we were like, "What are they doing? What are they doing?" But really, we can see now that it was a business strategy.
Oh yeah.
Big time. Yeah.
And you know why? It's because It's because sorry, but my norms. Yeah, it's because remember our stadiums is not a very small one, but you get the point. It's not as big as all the other clubs and the size of the clubs in them. But we have an issue with match revenue, so we don't actually bring in a lot of money. Well, I think we're 10th. I'm not sure if it's in the world or Europe or in England, but we're quite low in terms of the club that we should be. So I remember when Todd Bowley came in and done his Bloomberg interview, whatever it's called, he was saying that they had to find a way of also making money to cover for that. So what they were doing obviously was they told us that the players that we're gonna buy, if it works out, we'll keep them. If we feel like they're good enough, we'll move them, and the ones that aren't good enough, we'll still move them on. So this is why a lot of us weren't really losing our head when we kept seeing players coming in, because sometimes we knew that they said that if it works out, they stay in. If not, they will sell them. So
did you think it kind of made you, you know, when you was doing that, when you was flipping the players and that, did it kind of make your club unstable, especially when you had Potter there as well? I mean, because literally it was the club that was going in and sort of buying the players and saying to Potter, because at one time they didn't even have space in the changing room. They were having to go and change somewhere else. So
no, but I think when Potter came in, I think he bought. I'm not sure it's him. Obviously, that because we had that as soon as they came in, they had the ownership came in. I think Todd Bowley done what we used to call the football manager thing. So he instead of having a sporting director, he done his own thing. Yeah,
that's right.
So he bought Sterling and I think Koulibaly, put him on the big wages, and then tried to secure Reece James and Chilwell, and that's why they're on big wages. And also Nkunku. That's why those are the ones that had big wages. Because in his club or whatever he does at his.
What's Sterling
I think
on currently? He's on like
325, I think.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Something like that. Yeah. So what happened was, I think obviously bought in Nkunku. Now Todd Bowley's used to giving people, I don't know what they call them, max contracts, whatever in America in that club. So he doesn't actually mind spending the money. But that's when we still had everyone that's part of the squad. So when Tuchel got sacked, Potter came in, we didn't have all the space in the squad. That's when all the jokes or the things that we're hearing about where they're going to change and all that stuff. Potter came in and had to kind of stabilize and see which players we use, which players aren't good enough. But then obviously he wasn't getting results either, so he got sacked. So then when the summer came is when they started shipping everyone away that they need. But with our thing is, at the time we had the agent squad. So you had the Rudigers or the Christensen that had 1 year left on his contract and he didn't want to resign it. We get it. So we have to basically clear the whole squad.
It's mad. That guy ended up because it's something to do with his dad. His dad was involved in that, wasn't it, or something? There was some special thing written in his clause in his contract.
I don't remember, to be fair, but all I know is I wasn't really his biggest fan. He was a good defender, but bro, when he came on in that Champions League final when Thiago Silva went down, I was like, yo, you get it. But he done it thing, so I was like, okay, cool. Just don't give us the bozo moment, and he didn't at the time. But that's when the whole us spending a lot of money came from, because we didn't build on what we had. We literally rebuilt everything, and that's obviously in the current market when you spend a lot of money, it's not the same as buying a whole squad a couple of years back. So. So obviously we built that team, and then they started seeing, okay, we're gonna try to get all the best talents from around the world that we can or that we want to get. So then they scouted. That's when they got West Stanley and Stewart, and I think one of them was a scout for Brighton, and the other guy was I don't know, director of football, whatever it was. So for us, that's how they're doing it, right? So they're trying to cut Brighton off. So they don't want to have the mid. So Brighton's almost like a middleman, right? So they kept buying a player from Brighton. But they want to say, where are Brighton getting the players from? That's what we want to do. We send them to Strasbourg to get the minutes. And if we've seen they're good enough, they will join our team or vice versa.
I think is it what was the clubs that you got? Your feeder clubs? Is it Strasbourg? Who's the other one?
I think it's just Strasbourg.
Is it just Strasbourg?
We're trying to get another one. Actually, there's one in South America. We've got another club, I think, South America.
That's what I'm sure. I'm sure you got another one, yeah. And I think for Man City, it's Girona. They've got New York City. There's another one. They've got a couple. No, they've got a couple of clubs that they send their players out on loan to. If they get good, they can just get them back. And you know what I mean?
And you can raise their value. And if you think, you know what, they're better than they were before, we'll just sell them. And I think that's a similar thing of what we're doing with the Garnacho thing. Because when I'm starting to look at the squad that we have, and I'm trying to put him in the pecking order of where he would be. he would technically almost be our worst attacker. And then it goes to be, then what is he going to do? So he has to be here for a year. And then
so would you like Man United to keep him in?
Oh, of course. I don't want him. My thing's always been that I don't want him, innit? But
take the brother, man. What is wrong with you?
I know what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen.
You want to
flip him? Yes, take him and flip him.
That's
what we're trying to do, but I just don't want him at my club. Why don't you? You know what's funny though, D? Yeah, you know what they're telling me. You know what our United fans are telling me on Twitter. They're saying to me, "We 30 million's embarrassing. We just want our Mason Mount money back."
Well, yeah, there's that as well. Yeah, I've heard a lot of that chat. But this is the thing. He's dug his heels.
How does that work in negotiations?
Right? And he's saying Chelsea or nothing. Now, he already knows that he's ruined the relationship with Man United. So when a player does this and says Chelsea or nothing, then really and truly, Chelsea are probably in a better position, bargaining-wise, to lowball United to say he don't want to go anywhere else apart from us. And you don't want to.
I think he's getting cold feet. I think he's getting cold feet, to be fair. Because you know that, because what we're hearing now in the news is that we value him at 30 million. And that's one of the offers you got before from Napoli or somewhere, or Leipzig, one of the teams that tried to offer that money. So they said we're using that as a base of, you know how they said that, Normski, about the Madueke deal?
Yeah.
That we basing it on the Elanga one. Do you remember when they said we're using Elanga as a benchmark? This is similar to what they're doing now about this.
Because if you look at United, United are saying that because they know Chelsea are going to flip him. They know that he'll get there, and within 6 months he'll have peed enough people off that they want him gone. But United are holding out for the 50 mil. We only paid 500. Yes, Ricardo, big up yourself, man. We only paid 500k for him, Leon, believe it or not, and he came into the youth system, 500 grand.
So anyone
he's also homegrown, isn't it? He's homegrown.
So 30 is still a good flip on the 500k. Like
can they put something in the contract that says if they flip him again, then United get a portion of the sell-on fee?
That's what I would do.
Yes, but I don't think my ownership would do that. You know why? So what they would probably do is they'll do 35 million instead of 30, for example. You know, add a bit of money on top, and then they know that if they allow you to put a 15 or 20% sell-on clause, if they sell him for 60 or 70, I'm just saying, if they sell him for more than that, they know that you're going to be eating from that, so they probably wouldn't want to do that. But I get exactly what you're saying, innit? For me, it's just that I know that it sounds like you guys might not budge, and we sound like we might not budge from the 30. So I think the closer it gets, and to be fair, the reason why I would say, like, you know how you said just take the 30's profit, and it will also help you spend more money, because remember, a lot of the times, if you go in for a player, I think you paid 80 million up front for Mbeumo. That's the upfront fee you're paying for him, and that's why it took long, because you were negotiating.
No, we're talking millions already.
Yeah.
Because you said 80 million, but is that
no,
euros
18 million
initial pay down?
Yes. So if you get 30 million from us, up front, you can use that to get another player. Obviously, usually it's the upfront fee is usually 30, depending on how. And obviously, you're trying to get the labor, so that would help you get that player, innit? So
and you know, it makes sense to get Garnacho off our books for every reason, right? Get Garnacho out on here and get the wage bill off, right? Like you said, we bought him for 500k. Any money is profit, and let's get his wages off the books, man. That's the real key. So I think, like you said, Yasser, the closer it gets down to the deadline, is the more likely then United are just going to capitulate and say, you know what, just give us whatever you give us what you can for him. 30 million.
Because for me personally, I don't want him. I think he thinks he's better than he actually is. Because if he was smart, he would have known, okay, the players at Chelsea are better than me. Let me go somewhere else, and where I can start every week. I just think that he thinks he's way better than he actually is. Do you get it? And I think
I'm just thinking, why Chelsea? Because
he wants to stay in the Prem, though. I think it's a bit of a. I'm going to stay in the Prem. I'm going to muster my way into that Chelsea team. I'm going to go to Old Trafford and bang a hat trick, and slap my chest and kiss the badge. Honestly, he's that arrogant. And it's just like, bro, chill, because you have to blame you have to blame our fan base for this, because we built him up to be the next Ronaldo, and here we are. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
he hasn't won anything big, but he believes he's already arrived. You haven't won a title, you haven't won a Champions League. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You've been a part of some decent cup runs. But in his mind, he's
Yeah.
saying, now I'm playing in the Premier League, so I can stick it to the United fans and the United board and Ruben
Why would he
Amorim.
want to
And
do that,
it's
Dill?
like,
Why would he want to do that for a team that took him in as a youth football player?
exactly,
Gave him everything.
Leon.
Why would he want to be like that? I don't get it.
It's mad.
Because I think he thinks that he's been done wrong, innit? Because remember, he came out in the final saying, I should have played.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
For the
thinks, he
Tottenham final.
believes that he's a starter. You get it? He believes that he's one of the good wingers and he should be playing.
Yeah.
I think it's his
And
self-awareness, isn't it?
I think last season Nomsky would say will tell you that I was saying all the time, Leon, that he's an impact player, and we made him a starter because of how our squad was, and so because he constantly was starting, his mind was like, no, I'm a starter, I'm here.
Yeah.
When the truth was, if Fergie was here, he'd be getting 15-20 minutes at the back end of games and starting the Carabao Cup.
The modern day version of Oli Gunnar.
But also,
exactly,
remember,
there you go, Lee. Right.
Yeah. Also, do you remember? Yeah, he scored in the final FA Cup. I think he scored that overhead kick. But Ten Hag was hyping him up. Remember? So I think his ego. He just thinks he's really good in it. And I don't know. I feel like I just don't want that in our changing room, because it took us a while to get rid of the players that were like that, innit? So
yes, right. So and you have to remember as well, labeling in the Manchester Five, the bomb squad, all these things affect sales, you know. So, and obviously it wasn't United putting them labels on him, it was the media. So the media was actually trying to shaft our transfer window by labeling these guys as, these guys are toxic. And
to be fair though, they, you know what it is, they got the bomb squad thing from us, because that's where Sterling was playing, Chilwell was playing. We called it the bomb squad.
Right.
And then
but then if you even look at Malacia, Leon, Malacia is only guilty of being Rashford's friend.
Yeah.
He ain't done nothing wrong.
I think Malacia is a brilliant football player. How can he be out in the cold like that? He's a proper football player.
Yeah, and just because he's pictured on holiday with Rashford and stuff, so basically they said Rashford's corrupted him, get him gone. You're like, bro, give him a chance after the bad injury. Nope, they want him gone. They put him in the Manchester Five, and I'm like, Malacia, what's he done?
You remember D as well, yeah? You needed a left wing back. I don't know if he was fit at the time. You could have used him left-footed, maybe play him on there for a bit. See if he works out. If he works out, and then if you do want to get a better player in the summer, you can sell him. And you know his stocks are quite good or right at the time. So there's a lot of weird decisions. Even though I feel like your business has been good in the transfer window. You bought a lot of players, and you're doing it slightly differently from what we're doing.
Yeah.
We've got the really good, experienced midfielders from the Premier League or wingers, whatever you want to call them, attackers. And obviously your teams is actually better than people say it is, isn't it? I do expect United to have a bigger jump than they were before, but to me, it just depends on the tactics of the manager and stuff like that. But man, I feel like he could have used some of the players better than he did, if that even makes sense. Then he hasn't even tried to use them or see if he can play them, and if they do well, and then he sells them in the summer. Do you get what I'm saying? Where he kind of sees if he can raise their stocks, but maybe even get a bit out of them to help the team in the meantime. And he's tried to ostracize them, but then he has to work. If you're going to push players out, whatever you're doing has to work, because now you're saying, I don't need them. You can't have them on the outside. And it showed Anthony's done well when he left. Sancho did all right when he left. Do you know what I mean? So there's our players that are, and then obviously some of the problems are from the previous regime, innit? The big wages and all that kind of stuff. So
just from Waha, he says that no one wants Manasseh exactly because he's not a good football player. Do you agree with him, guys?
He hasn't been given a chance, Waha. That's unfair. The bad injury, and then you have to remember, United, they butched up that operation apparently. This is why he had to go away and get it redone of his own choice. So people kind of conveniently forget that he had that they botched up that operation to a point they had to redo it. So that's like a double injury without getting a chance to get a run in the team. I'm not saying he's a starter, Waha, but as in the squad rotation, I think a fit Malacia, if you see him now, he looks in great condition. I watched the video the other day of him working out, and I thought
he had pace. He was able to pass the ball forward. I thought he was a really good. I looked at him, and as he came into the club, I was like, "Yeah, who's that guy? Who is he?" He stood out to me from just on the eye test alone. I was like, "Who is he?" So I don't know. I mean, I know Waha's got you got a point. But now I thought
it's a bit harsh. Yeah,
he's great.
And you have to remember,
but for me,
he's young, and sometimes people forget that these are still young kids with growing pains. So as you're growing in your height, you're stretching hamstrings and all that, and because your body is growing. So when you get an injury and then the injury is not taken care of properly, because there's another player that's talking about suing United for another botch job who they recommended to operate on him, and so it's not like it's history that we've got. It's history that we've got.
Yeah. You got sued by Xavier as well, innit? So there's going to be a lot more things that might come out from that. Yeah, but this is the thing though. For me, even these players, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of forgot my last year I was at your club, even though he's ex-final. Then I knew that he'd come. But this is where you're supposed to put your players in the shop window or play them for a bit. You know what I'm saying? Just to remind people that we still have these players if you're interested in it. Yeah. But some of the players like Malacia, we haven't seen.
Yeah,
we haven't seen them at all. So a lot of people, when a club's thinking of a left back, they won't actually say, you know what, there's Malacia at United. He's not being used. Maybe we can get, we can get him for a cheap or get him. So because a lot of players, so it's one of those things where I think you also got to kind of play them. That's what some teams do in pre-season, where they play some of the players that are out of favour, just in case, just to put them on the shop window, innit?
But he wasn't invited, was he? He wasn't invited to pre-season, by my understanding, which I thought was again harsh. Because even last week, one of the guys that was on them, he was saying, he said to me, "D, what did Malacia do to get branded?" I said, because he was rolling with Rashford. That's the only thing I could think of. That he's on holiday on the yacht. You know what I mean? And he got his Bex out and all that, and he's 8 man. If that's what you're guilty of.
Yeah, we got short memory, right? Because when we had that stick note, Luke Shaw, it was just literally
I was just about to ask you about that, brother.
Luke Shaw was out for how long? And Malacia came in and stood in for him and did a very good job, to the point where I was saying, who cares about Luke Shaw? Let's leave Malacia in that position, right? Now, the other thing,
and then he got injured, didn't he? He got
injured. Now, the other thing is, what we've done is that Amorim has gone out now and he's purchased Patrick Dorgu for that position. So maybe that's one of the other reasons why Malacia is kind of like out in the cold, is because he wasn't started. Dorgu's going to take that position. I don't know, but like you said, D, I would have still kept him as part of the squad, 100%.
Squad rotation, yeah. I mean, obviously, we don't need a huge squad playing one game a week until the cups kick in. But you still need options. You still got to factor in injuries and suspensions. So if he's fit, I'm actually not going to sell him, because how much is that going to cost us to replace him? If we're saying, we're looking for a quality backup, he can be that quality backup.
I agree.
If he can stay fit,
it's funny talking about Luke Shaw. He's still there, isn't he? He seems like
So this is the question, right? So if Dorgu is your first choice, that means I would have probably preferred Malacia, because he's younger. Do you know what I mean? And you can learn. Right, even though Dorgu's young as well, but Luke Shaw, sick note Luke Shaw. That's why you took the words right out of my mouth, Leon. I was going to ask the question: how on earth and why is Luke Shaw still not part of that five? How's he escaped that?
Do you know why? I think he's escaped because Malacia, like Dale said, has been made the scapegoat. What we should have done is we should have shipped out Luke Shaw and kept Malacia. That's what we should. That's what we should have done. That would have been Malacia would have been a great backup.
I was saying that, Lee. I was saying that to Jason Pitter earlier. That we should have looked to loan Luke Shaw out to one of the three clubs coming up.
Yeah.
Just say, Luke, you know what? You're not going to get much minutes here, man. I recommend you go out and loan somewhere, and we'll pay half your wages. Remember, he's on a decent bit of money still. But we don't do good business. We have to look at Brighton's model and say, okay, why do Brighton scouts go and find these players that we're trying to pay 100 million for now? So why didn't our scout find this guy when he was playing? He was playing with Xerxes. You know the guy, the Brighton guy that was Balaba. He was playing with Xerxes. Yeah, Balaba. He was playing with Xerxes, Leon. Over in France, I think it was.
Okay.
So at that time,
Belieber. You talk about
Belieber. Yeah, he was playing with Xerxes.
For Lille.
Not Xerxes. Euro. He was playing with Lenny. So Lenny knows him well. And I'm like, hold on. So Brighton saw him, brought him in, and now we're about to drop 100 million on him, Lee.
That's the question.
85 million, 15 in add-ons.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So is that something that's definitely going to happen? I mean, I know there was talk that you had player plus cash, and they turned that down and said, no, we don't want. We want 100 million. So is that what Brighton are likely? What do you reckon that's going to happen?
Pay the money. Tony Bloom is a lover of money. I'm sure Leon knows Tony Bloom, right? He's a lover of money, right? He's a very shrewd businessman.
Leon?
No. I'm saying that Leon's a money man. That's how he. You know what I mean? So Tony Bloom, he knows how to flip. He's put in place some really good scouts that they just find these guys. And Chelsea have how much players have Chelsea overplayed Brighton for? You know what I mean? And now we're about to do it. So there's something to look at that Brighton model to say, yeah, they're a studying club, but why are they finding them gems and we're not? And we're having to. I'm not saying we're overpaying, because the truth is, if you look what Rice went for, look what Caicedo went for. This kid is there or thereabouts on their levels, and if we don't do it this summer, Lee, we're not getting him next summer. Trust me, mark my word.
It'll be more.
We are not getting him next summer. Drop the 100 mil, 85, 15 million add-ons. Get the deal done. No player swaps, none of that nonsense. Get the deal done. Let him be your anchor.
Okay, so have you got the? Because the question is, first of all, is have you got the money? And also,
we've always got the money, Norm. It's United. They always find the money, Norm.
All right,
they do.
All right,
shirt
and
sales,
clubs know that, Dale. That's why the fees go up, right? Because
exactly,
we've always got the money. We've always got it.
All right.
Every time you hear that we're broke, you saw what he said about he dropped 300 million and he just like puff of smoke. He said, "It's just gone, Gary. It's gone, Gary." Gary said, "What do you mean it was gone? It was gone, Gary." And I said, "So Jim dropped 300 mil of his own money and it went
poof."
Right, literally.
Yeah.
And any normal person would lose their minds, Leon, that you just lost 300 million. Well, not lost it, but it just went out in bills and whatever it was going out in, and clearing debt. You have to remember that this season, before we signed a single player, we had 90 million, Lee, in payments. Payments for players we already had in the squad. 90 million in payments, in transfer payments, before we signed a single player. Yeah. So in theory, we've already passed 300 million in this summer window. So just make it 4 and done. Just finish with that. I'm not bothered about Onana now, because this guy, Leon, that's Onana's Cameroon brethren. So Onana needs to stay so he settles. He got brethren in the squad, so he settles. Yeah. And that might encourage Onana to actually be a better goalkeeper. Now he's got brethren.
Do you think Onana would take a second place, like a second fiddle to whoever might come in?
No,
he wants to be first place goalkeeper. He wants to be first place goalkeeper. So we either need to play him or get him out, right? That's the thing. Play him or get him out.
And it's closely. The window's too close now. Yeah, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, it closes once the window. It closes a bit after the season starts.
Yeah. First, you know, I think it's the second of September.
Things can be done. But if Onana can be the agent and say, "Listen, United got no money, you come and be our anchor," because he's coming to anchor the team now. We need an anchor in that midfield. I've seen enough of the preseason to say,
I've been calling for this guy for time.
Yeah.
I've been saying, get me Carlos Baleba. I knew when they bought Brighton, bought him from Lille for 20+ million euros. Yeah. And I remember watching a game. Right? I remember watching a game where Brighton were losing at home to Man City and he came off the bench. Brother, who wins the game? Bossed it, came on, totally bossed it, turned the game around.
You'd have him for Arsenal, yeah?
100%. Because I'll come on to, don't worry, I'll come on to the reason why I'd have him at Arsenal. Because if you think Norgard and Moreno, is going to solve our midfield problems, no way, mate. Yes, we've got Zubimendi's coming and that, and I like what I see. He's not a world-class player, but he's good. But I'm telling you, if you lose Zubimendi and you lose Declan Rice, we're done out here, bro. We are done out here. We are done out here. Let me just read this. I'll just have a chat. And Top Gooners are slagging off Tony Adams for spitting facts about Odegaard and Archer. Maybe shut up, listen to the man. There's been done and one time. Listen, AFC, we will come on to them, man, because these top mutants, brother, they're on another planet when it comes to Arteta. They would rather support Arteta than the club. And I've seen the standards. I remember back in the day, guys, and I'll say to Big D, we used to guy each other in our chat. Leo, do you remember when we used to
back in the day? Yeah.
But what's happened? Both Man U and Arsenal, fallen giants. Yeah? I used to rock up at Ian's. I rocked up at whose house was it? And when we beat Man United in their ground, I can't remember. It's like, listen, I just rocked up, and Will Todd just done the business, and I said, we rocked up, and I'm trying to remember if he was there. We were watching the game together. There was a game when we beat you at your ground in 2000. I think it was 2002 when we rocked up for the league title.
Mate, funny thing, I'm trying to remember if we were actually together for that game. I can't remember.
I remember turning, but I remember. I think I can't remember. I don't know if it was I went to Man United's house or was it Ian Peters' house? I can't remember. But I
remember back in the day being at Steve Octave's house watching the football with bare man. They got quite intense in there. You know that one.
Do you know what I mean? So
because man was drinking. Man was drinking Guinness punch with white rum in it. You know that once? I distinctly remember, Leon, I got a cab home, bruh. I came out in the fresh air and I said, nah, bruh, I'm getting a cab.
Listen, when that white rum hits the air, boy, I tell you. What? Air hits the white rum, that's different.
Let me tell you.
I'm drinking that Guinness punch like milkshake until I got outside. I said, yo, me not drive.
And the oxygen hit the alcohol, bro.
but guys, I mean, look, on the screen you can see Milan, AC Milan keeping advance on Rasmus Højlund, somebody that you probably want to see the back of. Talks ongoing for the player side to discuss the project as Højlund is opening doors to AC Milan. I know at one point he was saying he wants to fight for his place and that now, but with the main man coming in now, I think that's now history now. 6 million loan free with an option to buy 45 million euros and salary recovered. Details revealed last week. Agreement getting closer. Are you happy about this deal? And as I say, it really getting it off the books might not be dependent on him leaving for you to go and get the likes of Carlos Baleba. But I mean, you must be glad, that you're seeing the back of him, basically.
Go on, Neil. You go on.
I actually feel sorry for the kid in terms of, again, Leon, he wasn't supposed to be the main man. He was supposed to be a striker to come in and learn, and we didn't go and get Harry Kane. We screwed up again. So this is history lessons that United got to learn from. Harry was supposed to come in, and this kid was supposed to learn off Harry Kane and get 15, 20 minutes a game, sometimes not even play the cup games to get his confidence up. And then he did the mad thing and said, forget about the badge being heavy on my chest. Give me that number 9, bruh. I'm there.
Yeah.
And he took the number 9 shirt. He actually called Xerxes apparently, Leon, and said, bro, I know you're coming in. Can I have the 9 shirt? And Xerxes said, yeah, man, knock yourself out, bro. He's cool. And he took it.
Xerxes didn't want that pressure, bro. Xerxes
didn't want it. Yeah. And so once you do that, you put a target on your back because now you're the man. And United never should have put him in that position for him to be the main man after what he did at his previous club. He wasn't putting up trees. Yet you're going to come to big old Man United and lead the line and not get the service that you probably needed to get your confidence up. And the rest is history. So that's where I feel sorry for him. But then you got to stop being delusional.
Let me. You're not the guy. I agree with you on that exact point, though. I kind of feel a little bit sorry for him. Now, what I did like about Højlund is that his work ethic was what we wanted to see from the club, right? Yeah. So he never really scored, I would say, amazing goals, but he really did run and put in a shift on the pitch. And for me, I appreciated that as a fan. I appreciated that he worked hard. But I will always remember the joke, right, that me and my sons had about Højlund. Do you ever remember coming to America where they had the McDonald's and the McDowell's? Do you ever remember?
McDowell's, yeah, exactly.
So they got the Big Mac, we got the Big Mick, right.
You know the ones.
Remember that, So me and my kids, we were laughing, man. I said they got Haaland, they've got Haaland, we got Højlund, right?
Exactly.
I'm telling you, man, it was just.
And you have to remember, they were comparing as well because the names are so similar in the pronunciation. And I'm like, no, don't compare him to this cyborg. You know what I mean? We know that Haaland is a cyborg. You know what I mean? This kid is nowhere near that kind of striker. So there was always that comparison, both being at Manchester clubs as well, because of similar pronunciation of the name.
Right. So as far as the transfer, I'm like, okay, or the loan. I'm like, let's get him out. I don't have any hard feelings towards him though leaving the club. I'm like, well done. If it works for you to leave, on a sale, then great. But we'll definitely take the loan, especially if they're going to pay some of the. It says here the salary's covered, so that's good.
And it might help him, Lee. It might help him because I think he's void of confidence now. I think because of how bad that season was, especially Christmas to the end. I think that his confidence is shot because even in pre-season, he just didn't look like. You know what I mean? You're not hanging your hat on him in pre-season, and so you thought, what has he gone away and worked on in his own time before coming back to pre-season?
And also, they know they know what's rumbling behind the scenes before we
Oh,
know
yeah.
it. So he knows that they're bringing in Kuna. He knows that they're bringing in Shesko, or at least trying to. So he's kind of it's like being at work and somebody comes, someone's coming in to take your job. You would feel slightly under pressure, which is probably why he did perform. So I mean, he's done well. I'd give him.
And not only that, I mean, Amrim left him out in the I think the last preseason game.
Florentino,
and started.
Chelsea
boy,
Mason Mount, didn't he?
Mason Mount,
the false nine,
So
and even that is a slap in the chops.
That's
it's a real slap in the chops. That it's just like when your governor does that, literally says, "Listen, man, just take a seat for now."
So I know
a false line over you.
But listen, guys, you've got this guy, Mr. Shesko, and if I just kind of just remind you of his stats, you paid.
Norman, we ain't doing that stats. We talked about it last week.
Just
allow it, Norman. Allow it.
Let me just talk. Maybe Leon's not too.
He's playing in a bad team, Leon, and Norman keeps bringing up these stats.
I'm not going on bad. I'm not saying anything bad. But let me. Where is it?
You try to troll us, please. Trust me.
I would never troll you. You know me. I'm not that kind of person.
He's joking already, man. He's joking.
I thought, it might be on here.
Because he had finished ninth in their league, Leon, in terms of the pecking order of who scored more goals above him. But he played in a very poor Ibis Leipzig team. Very poor team. So I'm not going to look at that, even though a lot will. The pundits will. And you'll see Sky Sports and Talk Sports all over him saying, look what he done, United have overpaid. Every time we buy a player, we've overpaid. But anyone else can go and drop 100 million. When Arsenal dropped 100 million on Declan Rice, everyone's like, he's worth it. He's England captain, future captain for England, 100 mil. United do it. Ooh, what United doing? Come on, man, stop it. That's how big we are, Lee.
Yeah.
That's how big we are, that everybody has to talk about us. Allow it, man.
I mean, in terms of your fee, what you pay for him. I mean, as I said, just in case Leon wasn't.
What was it in the end? 66 in the end, Norm, and then the add-ons.
I think it was
6 million, and
about
then
70. Was it 70 what?
75 or something like that.
75.
Was it
75 or 71? 71, I think, Lee.
Something.
I think the add-ons took it to 71, or was that? No, that was Mbeumo. Add-on took him to 71.
I thought the full deal with Shesko, I don't know if I got it exactly right, but I thought it was 80 million total. Like
that's what I
I don't know. I can't remember the exact.
With the add-ons, Lee.
I can check it now. Actually, I can check it now.
So it's something like 76, right? And I was looking at the wages as well, right? I was looking at just the business norm that we've done, right? There's no player that we brought in under Ineos, so that is De Ligt, Cunha, Shesko, and Mbeumo, Mazzarri, Ugarte, Yoro, Xerxes, Dogu, and Heaven. And none of them are on over 200k a week. The highest is De Ligt on 195. Yeah. So we're doing this business, Lee, where we're saying at this moment in time, no one's getting 250, no one's getting 300. We're changing, Ineos are changing the way they're doing business because we're realizing that when it comes to flipping, the wages are killing us. In terms of no one's paying that wages.
It's right about 74 million. I think
it's not horrendous.
73.7 million.
Pounds, or it says 76.5 million euros plus 8.5 million add-ons.
So pounds 73.7, which is just slightly under.
It's the going rate for a striker, Norm.
Yeah. I mean,
if you scour the world league, that's what you're paying.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely going. It's an absolute going rate. I mean,
unless they're out of contract and you're getting them on a free, and when you get them on a free, you put them on a big money, don't you?
Going rate. Obviously played for RB Leipzig. Last season played 33 games, 13 goals, 5 assists. First team striker. He's your first choice striker. And then the season before that, 14 played 31 games, 14 goals, 2 assists. So you're getting potential. Yeah, you're getting potential. He's young. But as
he's a unit as well, Leon.
He's 6'5", bro.
He's a unit, boy.
Fast, man.
I saw a training video today, and he's walking next to Mans, and he's making Mans look regular. I said,
I know he's a striker, right? I saw him pick up the ball in the midfield and run, and you know how he reminded me, the way he shielded the ball, he reminded me of like prime Paul Pogba, but like who can run forward and score goals. He looks really good. I don't know how his game is going to translate into the Premiership. Premier League, I always think.
Listen, knowing Tesco's, as we like to call him, Benjamin Tesco, he'll probably end up scoring against us, you know what I mean? Because there's that thing of him against Gokares, who, has banged goals and stuff like that. And I'm glad to see him getting a goal against Atletico Bilbao. What a goal You know,
Well, what I
first
would
time
say,
ball
Norm,
from
I hope he
Zuba
just
Mendy.
start him, Norm.
Well,
I
this
hope
is
he
the
just
thing.
start him.
I mean, he's had this that when they showed the training video. I'm assuming that was that one of his first sort of training thing. I mean, I don't know in terms of match fitness and all that. You know what I mean? Because I'm assuming before he actually come, was he doing stuff with RB Leipzig? Was he playing preseason games with them?
No, I don't think he was. No, he was. I think he was training on his own because of what was going on. But I don't know if Leon agrees with this. I like the business we've done, Leon, but I don't like the way we did it in terms of
what way?
In terms of him and the Brighton guy should have been the first in the window, just because Cunha had already been agreed from last summer that he wasn't going to sign a new contract at Wolves, and and he only wanted United. So he wasn't. There was no negotiation. When I say negotiation, there was no convincing that player. So you don't you don't go for the player that you don't need to convince. With Mbomo now, we would have got Mbomo cheaper if we hadn't done the Cunha deal first.
And the truth is, way?
Because they saw what we paid for Cunha.
Okay.
So we could have got a bit Mbomo for 50. I reckon 50 plus 8 in add-ons or 50 plus 5 in add-ons. But because they said, "Oh no, they got money. They just paid for Cunha." And so I looked at it. I looked at it in terms of, if I'm doing the business, I'm not chasing the guarantee, because the guarantee is telling me he wants to come, and we've already agreed his personal terms. All we got to do now with Wolves is say, right, where we at figure wise, and how can we do that?
The other side of that, Del, is that someone like Mbomo, who's not guaranteed, right, who does need a bit of convincing. Someone like Šeško need a bit of convincing. Even Diego Leon, we don't know how he was. He was kind of tapped up or spoken to about whether he was going to come or not. But once the trickle starts, right? Once you know, okay, boom, Cunha's done. It was an easy signing. He was in the door. Now Mbomo wants to come. Now Šeško wants to come, because they can see that the ball is moving. So I can see both sides of the argument, though.
But if you look, like say like around January time, February time, we were sort of looking at the team saying, this midfield is getting ran through, bro. The gaps are mad. Yeah. And then somebody must have been looking at the Brighton brother. Yet now he's the last one to get done. It's like, look at the squad. Look where we're struggling. Because defensively, because we did Euro, we knew that Martinez, see, we even forget we got Martinez coming back on a bad injury. He's going to be back about October time. Yeah. So you still got Licha coming back, and I think it's October time they reckon he'll be up to speed. So that's like a new player, really and truly. So he's coming back in it. So we weren't concerned defensively only with Onana. So for me, address the midfield. Okay, just say the Cunha deal excites people to come and play. So you just say, listen, you come in anyway, get you in. Then I go for the midfielder before the striker even.
Yeah,
because that's where I feel like.
Who was the strikers? I mean, that would have left us with.
No, but the striker, Leon, you have to remember, we wanted the guy that went to Chelsea, Delap. Okay. And Delap wanted Champions League football, so he turned us down, which is cool. I get why he went to Chelsea, but now he's not going to be the starter. I think he thought he was going to be the starter, but hey, that's football. But it's just weird. I would have done it slightly different, just in terms of what needed to be addressed, and the midfield needed to be addressed. Because
are you happy with the outcome, though? Do you think that we've had a good window so far?
Yes, because I think we weren't scoring goals, Lee. So when you're not scoring goals, you've got to address that, man. And that means bringing in goal scorers. And we brought in 3.
Amorim's got a system that he really wants to play. And it looks to me like the players that he's bringing in are going to fit that system. That's what he's actually what he's actually doing. I'm very excited to see how we come together in the early stages of the season, Del.
Hear me honestly, and Norms. I think these are Man United buys rather than Ruben buys. Not one single Sporting Lisbon player through the door, bro. Not one. I like that, because if you fire him, it don't matter. Because if you got players here that came because they're coming for Ruben rather than Man United, it's like, Ruben, you told me to leave Sporting, and they fired you, bro. That don't look good.
Even if they're in your spies, Del, they got to have some input from Amorim in there, right? They have to.
Yes, but he ain't signing them checks, man. That's what Jim said. I don't know if you remember in the Gary Neville interview, when Gary Neville said, "Why don't you encourage the Glazers to spend a bit of money?" He said, Gary, I would love to, but honestly, I can't tell them how to spend their money.
Yeah,
that's what he said. So it's good. It was a good interview. So he's just telling us that, listen, these brothers ain't spending a dime of their own money on Man United. It's all going to be in loans. But me, he's saying, I'm a Man United fan, guys. So that's why I dropped the 300 million, because I'm a Man United fan. He says, it's my money, and that's how I choose to spend it. And so I tip my hat to Sujin in terms of, yes, they've made some initial mistakes with the whole chasing the guy from Newcastle and end up firing him. That was a really messy. But hey, that happens. He wasn't gelling with the others. So we kept taking his ball home when he was losing. So they said, right, take your ball home and stay home. I'm cool with that.
Don't come back.
You know? But yeah, it's what I would like from Ruben, and hear me out on this league, I would like him to sometimes change, flip it back to the 4-3-2-1, and then go back to the 3 at the back. So like, just look at the game and say, it's not quite what I want to do, and flip it. At the moment, he's not doing that, and that does worry me.
Well, I think what he wants to do is make ssure that they know the system, 3-4-3 system first. But
that's the thing, guys. Yeah, I mean, he's stubborn like Arteta, because Arteta likes to stick with his 4-3-3 thing. And I know the last game that we played, he changed it up and played a 4-2-3-1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he had like a double pivot, even though Declan Rice was played more advanced. But he had to do a lot of running, you know, especially with Zubimendi coming in as that new 6. And obviously, if the old thing didn't happen with Partey, then the plan was, or for me, what I would like to have seen is that Zubimendi would have been integrated in. So you've got Thomas Partey and him, and Declan Rice can that. But now, I don't know whether he's going to go into this Man United game 4-2-3-1, but knowing Arteta, he likes to stick. You know, he's very stubborn. And I suppose it's the same for Ruben. I mean, people say
even our game, though, even our game, and then Super Sunday, because we got bullied so badly by you, especially on the set pieces, you may see, Leon, that he leaves out Ahmad or one of them smaller players and plays the Delo there just because of set pieces. Because and he'll start Ugarte when Ugarte is not a starter. You might find that he might decide that we're gonna sit and not get bullied and try and counterattack Arsenal. Just because if we play with the flair players, I think we may get battered, Norm. So what I've seen in pre-season, don't be surprised if Delo and Ugarte start that game, even though they're not starters for me.
Well said there. A lot of the pre-season games were like counter-attacking football, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And so he looks like he's going to stick with this 3-4-3.
Yeah, I think
play with the wing backs and that. It doesn't look like he wants to change from that. And I suppose it's for the players that are coming in need to adapt to that. And I suppose I don't know whether Sesko's played in that kind of system.
Well, that's the thing as well, because he may go false 9 again, Norman, against you. He may not start Sesko. That's what said to JP the other day. He may not start Sesko just because of how late he's come in, Lee. So he may go false 9, which may be Xerxes, it may be Mount. That's why he was trying it in Frontina. Let's see how
Mount looks all right, though, didn't he, in pre-season?
Yeah, and Dorgo as well, Lee. I like Dorgo in pre-season.
Yeah,
he looked really fit, Norm. So we can hurt you, but you can hurt us as well.
Listen, I'm not. But what I'm trying to say, that's why I think I've got it down as a draw. I don't think we're going to come there and think, because we got Gokres and you got Sesko or what. And I've got this feeling, this funny feeling in the back of my mind that he's probably going to end up starting adverts up front anyway. That's my.
Remember I said this to you, Norm, a few weeks ago.
Yeah. I'm hoping that's not. I'm hoping. Yeah. Okay.
And just because they came in lately, and I would say that the Burma deal took too long for me.
Yeah, it did take a while. It did take a while.
I think
that can push the whole kind of transfer window down. It makes Baliba harder to do. It makes Eddie Goldkeeper harder to do. So
you might have answered for this, Lee. Why do we take so long with our transfers compared to a lot of other clubs? I don't know.
We take longer, bro. We take longer.
One at a time, no. We can only do one at a time. Chelsea can do 2-3 deals. Man City.
Clubs know that when we're coming in for a player, we really want them, and they know that Man United are going to find the money, and so it's harder. It's just harder for us as a club. You know, it's the same thing when especially when we were in our prime, we would be playing the best version of every single team that came to Old Trafford, right? Because they'd raise their game. Essentially, the same thing's happening in the transfer window. We have to have our best negotiators out because every club wants to raise their game if Man United come in for any of their players. I mean, it's hard for us, man. I'm not complaining, but it is.
But then the thing is, you have to bring in the right quality as well, because like you don't just bring in any Tom, Dick, and Harry to just do your job. You know, you're Man United. You're supposed to bring in right players.
Yeah, but I do definitely think that Man United. I do definitely think that Man United having the players that they brought in terms of Mbemo, and Cunha and Sesko. I think you've improved on that. You've actually improved that area.
I actually don't think we've ever did that, Norm. Ever replaced the front three in one window, ever. From when I've been supporting them, you know what I mean? Like, you get a striker in, but you'll never get 3 attacking players in one window. That's just like, wow. Especially the way the season went, the 15th finish, and messing up against the Spuds. It's like, oh, how do you mess up against the Spuds?
I'm glad we didn't get Europe, though, Del Boy. I'm actually really glad we didn't get Europe, man.
Well, this is what I'm trying to say. This might be
because it might have been too soon, like too soon,
an advantage,
and you stretch the team too much, didn't it? In terms of.
On the night of the game, I was saying, I hope we don't win this. I mean, it'd be nice to take a trophy, but for the next season, I was saying, I don't really mind if we come out of this game as the losers, because it gives us the whole of next season for Amorim to put his footprint or his impression on the actual team. So we've got one whole season with no
European football. It's not only that, you've only got one game to think about, one game a season, one game a week. Obviously, you're bringing the cup until the cup game's coming in. That so, and I think, as I said, if you get this Belabor deal over the line, then I'm going to be worried. I'm going to be very worried.
I tell you.
So,
bro,
one question, because I got to jump, right? I just want to get your thing. Norm, thanks for having me on today. I really appreciate that, man.
It's big up, but anytime you want to come on, feel free.
I've got one quick question for you before I go.
Yeah.
I made a bet with someone that Man United would finish sixth or above this season. Am I going to win my bet or am I going to lose my bet?
No, you're winning your bet, bro. You're winning your bet.
I think so, innit?
That's where I've got them as well, Lee. 6th or thereabouts, 6th or, because one game a weekly where he's got time on the training pitch, there's no excuses.
Absolutely.
And if I said to Norman last week, if we get to Christmas and we're way off the pace, I think they're firing.
Yeah, I was going to say to you before Leah just shoots off. Liam, big up to you for coming on. I really appreciate it, man.
Yes, bro.
I'm saying
big up yourself, bro.
If for whatever reason, as Big D says, if come Christmas and you're way off the top 4 now, you're looking around about 8th, maybe 9th, is it time for him to go? As Claude was saying, it's time to go.
Let me tell you this. I'll take another bet right now, right? That no matter what happens, Amorim ain't getting fired next season.
Exactly.
I think it says.
Okay.
It's a project.
And the only reason why I think that, Lee, if you look at his contract, it's not a long contract. And I think that was done on purpose because we've been stung by dropping Mourinho 2.5 years' wages and all that. United ain't getting burnt like that anymore. And so, just how they got rid of the Newcastle guy, everybody was like, he just got here. You had him on garden leave, and now you're firing him already. I think they're of a thing that I think Sir Jim's saying, if I'm spending my own money and these Glazers ain't, you're not going to clown me.
Yeah.
And so that makes me think that they're not going to be as patient as we hope, because I think that the patience was in what we saw last season. They got him in against his wishes. He stumped the joint up by not adapting, and they didn't fire him. Loads of fans wanted him gone in the summer.
I know you got me sticking on here, but also, Del, they were the man that he wanted. And they said, we're coming for you. Ineos said, this is the manager we want. So it wasn't like they were just plugging a hole or they were just doing a temporary stopgap. It was that was who they wanted. That's the reason why I don't think they're going to be quick to fire him. I think they'll keep him at least for this season.
But just quickly, no. Yeah. Just quickly, no. We were a matter of points of top 4 when he came in. And I believe that they got him in because they thought he can push us over the edge. We're going to qualify for Champions League. Then the money that we're spending, it doesn't matter because the Champions League revenue comes in. So I think when we tanked the season, I'm sure the boardroom got very toxically because this wasn't supposed to happen. This is why we bullied him into coming early. So I feel like now they said, okay, we're going to back him again. And you're seeing him, new front three. If we get this midfielder, that is more than backing him, bro. That's giving him the keys to the kingdom.
So do you want to take my bet? Do you want to take my bet that he's not getting fired this season then?
Boy,
send me a WhatsApp.
Right, just before you go, just before, because the question was: now that you've got your man, does he bang for you this season, Sesko?
Yeah,
I think he does.
Give him,
Yeah, I
give him
think he does.
15.
How many goals? How many goals? Premier League
16.
goals? 16. Oh,
Yeah,
play.
yeah, that sounds about right.
For
Because
okay, fair play.
if you get
Okay.
15, 16 out the front three each,
Yeah.
that's good business, man. Because Bruno's chipping in, Dogo's chipping in, Ahmad's chipping in. And then one of them defenders is going to get you 2 or 3 headed goals. I'm okay with that.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, listen, Liam.
Don't forget,
Big up.
Mboma get 15 goals straight up.
Who?
Mboma.
That's what I'm saying. So if you go 15 across the front three, Kofi, you give Bruno 12 because he's on penalties. You give Ahmad another 8 or 10. And then, then the defenders chip in. There's goals there, man.
There's goals there. There's goals there. There's goals there.
It's just about gelling. They got to gel.
Leon needs to shoot, man. So Leon, again,
what time is it now?
bro.
That's how
Thank you, man.
Yeah, my big up, Liam.
I'll send you WhatsApp. Kofi, my guy. Good to see you, bruv.
Yes, bro. You too, man.
All right, catch you later.
Cool. Take care.
Big up, man. Thanks again, man. Suge, big up to Suge. Listen, Suge, me and Suge are like this, you know. Yeah, Suge only has to go at Aaron and Shane Guna, but me and Suge, man, big up Suge. Suge is all the way in Australia, so he's like in the future. Just like remember, what was the other guy that used to come and
Scott, I like Scott.
Scott
from New Zealand.
I've seen Scott for a long time, man. From the future,
he's registered for the league, though.
From the future, Suge from the future. Because it's probably the next day over there, Suge, isn't it, mate? It's probably the next day over there. Just quickly read these other chats. To say big up, Gunnar for life. To say big up Suge. Suge saying big up Gunnar at Suge from Waha. I will slap some sense into Zinchenko. Guys cry more than 10 months old nephew. Listen, this is something that he's talking about in his book. I'm not going to even go into it, man. All this guy wants is just to see out his contract, for 150k and go on a free. Which I don't blame him, and this is down to Arsenal. It's Arsenal's fault for bringing in average. Well, I'll say it was good at the time, but it's got worse. We've gone and give him a pay rise from 20k to 150k, and you got people turning around and saying, "Oh, you know, if you're bringing a player in to play as a first team player, then that's the sort of rate he gets." Well, I don't get it because Zubamendi's coming, and under Berta said 75k. Yeah. The talk was that Zubamendi coming in would probably get nearer to 150, maybe 200k. Yeah. But Berta said no, 75k. We're getting ready for the next manager. Yeah. What's his name? MLS is on 40k. Capology. He's on 40k a week. Yeah. Right. So Berta is sorting out that side of which I'm glad for. Do you know what I'm trying to say? My man's coming. Gokros is coming on 200k a week. So he's still 85 grand less than what Kai Havertz is getting. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Sesko's on 160, no?
Ooh.
Yes. Sesko's on 160.
Wow.
Xerxes on 105. So we've reduced our wage bill massively to the business we were doing before. Even Dorgu, 40k a week, mate. Dorgu. 40k a week. He's young. Let him earn it.
350, 400. Man.
Yeah, that's over, Kofi. We had to stop that foolishness because you see what he done in the last 10 years. Nothing. Nothing title-wise, nothing Champions League-wise.
See, that's the thing. When you look at our wage bill to like United's and City and everything like that, ours has been like relatively okay. It's only because Salah,
you got your Salahs and your Van Dijks in
recent years,
like 100k. Alisson's on 100k. You'd expect him to
Is he Alisson?
Yeah,
it's 100 grand. Is that
110?
Yeah,
I don't know what Onana's on. I don't know.
And what's the Edison is on 80. No, sorry, not 80, 90k.
Yeah,
90K.
Goalkeeper for Man City.
Yeah.
Raiders on more money than him, bro. You know what I mean?
It's crazy, isn't it?
Suge is saying it's 5 a.m. here. He's here. 5 a.m.
He's way in front of us.
Big up to Suge in Australia. Big up to you, bro.
Nice one,
big up to Just Talk Black Show. Even all, please go and subscribe to Just Talk. He's got a new talk show, comes on every Thursday.
Yeah,
by the way, I'm putting it out there already. I forgot to talk to them, man. I'm saying it now. Just Talk. He's an Arsenal fan like me. He's a little bit deluded when it comes to certain things on Arsenal. But listen, we all want the same thing. You know what I mean? And that's that's Junior Lingard. If nobody didn't know,
Junior, man. Big up yourself, bro.
The DJ Purpose. That's what he's known as. He's got a talk show, Just Talk Black Show, on Thursday at 7 p.m. I believe it's 7 p.m. If anybody's able to put his link in the description, it's not about football, it's about everything about life and that. So please go.
He's doing well with that. Big up yourself, bro. He's doing very well with that.
Just to let you know, D, whilst and Kofi and that, He's probably looking for some panelists to go on his show. So
Get it?
we're saying it publicly, guys. So I'll put you under pressure. Yeah. But this is something for the future. So yeah, there's some good subject matters, So just to let you
I've
know,
watched the
guys,
few, man.
I'm just
watched the few.
putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there.
I'll definitely be up.
Yeah, definitely. The reason why we struggle to sell our players is because of their ridiculous wages. Absolutely, AFC, absolutely.
Same as us, AFC. Same as us.
Absolutely. Liverpool got loads of bonuses for success. Listen, we're going to come on to Liverpool now. We're coming down. We're going to come on to Liverpool. And Kofi, I just said, I don't know if you want to display your shirt again. You might want to just let everybody know. Here you go.
The real deal.
Champions of England.
They never sing that. We'll never sing that. We'll never sing that. Arsenal and Man United will never sing that, especially when
I speak for yourself, Norm. We're coming back, man. We're coming back, Norm.
But yeah, you know,
it's hard to win the league.
I look at our business, and I'm happy, but it just seems as if the squad is not really. It doesn't look like to the next level. Like if I say we kept Diaz,
wow.
No. Listen to my theory, because Konate is injury prone, and we need our backups. Verge is, sometimes Verge has his moments.
He had his moment on Sunday.
He had his moment.
Yeah, Van Disney. He has the Bambi on ice moments, doesn't he?
Exactly. And you kind of got to say, how weak is that defense this season? Because it's just going to be the same old. You know when Konate is going to get injured. He has his moment. Christmas is done. Like you won't see him for like 2 months.
Yeah,
and then Van Dijk, who's he going to play up against? So I mean, he probably.
He's a year old. He's only a year older, but you got talent there. You got quality there. And for me,
but the thing is, let me just finish this one, because sometimes we play Endo in defense.
Man's got standards, Man's got standards.
Sometimes we're playing Gravenberg centre back.
Yeah.
Like we can't be doing that. And the thing is, they're letting Diaz go, but give him more money, and he stays and he plays well, because you need all those backups.
Well, he's gone to Bayern Munich now, isn't he?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Bayern Munich.
But I mean, we look good, but I would like us to be next level. Like I like us to say, okay, let's run this league easy next season.
Okay.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I don't want us to be letting guys go to bring guys in, because that's what we've been doing over the past decade of Klopp, and it's been in and out. It's never been. This is the squad at the moment. Let's add in more players and keep it strengthened, and have 2 squads.
Yeah,
2 proper full squads. Like Man City have 2 proper full squads. Sometimes.
Yeah. Well, you're obviously linked with this Mark Gueye from Crystal Palace, and they're looking at because obviously he's got a year left of his contract, and they don't want him to run his contract down. So there's they want around about 40 million for him, but I don't know whether Liverpool are prepared to pay that.
It's a good shout, no?
You've still got the Isak deal lingering in the background that can still revive itself. I mean, I'm going to ask your thoughts on that, Kofi, because I can see your face is a little bit disgruntled concerning that. And obviously, you've got the guy that I can't remember his name. I can't pronounce his name, but if anybody,
we've got this Leone guy.
Yeah, Leone guy, which you're now bringing back from loan. Okay,
yeah.
And I think, and so obviously, when I talked about Liverpool and on the menu, I said basically Slot has concerns regarding the pool leaking goals. Will this affect the defense of the league? And obviously, AFC. Craig has put in there. Liverpool will outscore most teams, which is definitely true, but they will concede goals as well. And I think now it looks like Liverpool are looking at this and saying, right, we need to address this, because you've got your concerns of them playing Gravenberch in that midfield, in that defense, and then you've got Van Dijk making a couple of mistakes and stuff like that. And you know what I mean? Those key games where they end up being a draw, because not to say that you drew, because we drew 14 games last season, Arsenal. And, from that position, 21 points from winning positions is just not good enough. Do you know what I mean? And technically that's why we lost the league. And I'm not blaming on anything else. I'm not blaming on injuries. I'm not blaming on how long the grass was, what shape the ball was, yeah, or whatever. Yeah. The fact is that Arteta's tactics, needed to change. Plus, he didn't do what he was meant to do in that summer, go and get a proper striker. Now we got a striker in, but there's still areas of concern that I need to be looking at. And I will quickly address that after talking about Liverpool.
But you know what? If you look at the players that Liverpool brought in, Frimpong, Kirkes,
good going forward. Frimpong's good going forward.
Yeah. As you saw on Sunday, he pushes right up to the line. So that gives Salah a problem because Salah
he ain't gonna run back. He ain't gonna run back.
No, Salah usually likes to
he ain't gonna run back.
Salah usually likes to isolate players, and now Frimpong's like pushed up right up towards that side. Salah feels a little bit uncomfortable, and he can't play that forward line that well. Like he's in those areas, he's not that great, Salah. So it's going to be difficult for him, I think, this season. And I think he has to kind of probably find a kind of adopted position now.
A balance kind of.
Yeah.
The thing is, will be saying too, because if Frimpong does like to push up, he's going to leave that gaping hole in that right back position. And then your expectation is either one of your defenders shuffles across, or he's not going to ask Salah to go and run back and do that because season.
But this is the thing. This is where I feel he may just say Gravenberch just cover that area, like just in case. So that area is going to be like just occupied just in case any ball comes over.
Yeah,
that side. So that's the thing, and like whether Szoboszlai is going to be in the majority of the season as a first in starting lineup, because obviously it's looking a little bit peak for him, but he was probably one of our best runners last season. So so it's going to be interesting, and it'll be interesting to see the formations Slot brings in this season. So but definitely that defense. Probably, one or two more additions, and just to cover it, and we should be good.
And these one or two more additions, I'm assuming, does that include Isak? Now, Isak is having an interesting time, as we know, at Newcastle. He's actually come out and turned around and said that even if and when the season starts, he won't be kicking ball for Newcastle. Now, when I put this in our chat, also, just by the way, could you, Big D, put in? Sorry, just whilst I'm thinking about it, the fantasy transfer thing, please, for the.
I'll take it.
Could you stick that live in the chat for us, please? Anybody that wants to take part in the What's Going On Fantasy League, Big D will put that in the chat, please.
I think we've got 12 that are registered already, no?
So they go, mate?
No, 20 are registered already.
Okay, well, listen, put it in there. I'm sure there's other people. I'm sure there's other people on here that haven't seen it, so please put that in the chat. The game, obviously, we got up until the 15th, well, before the 15th, and then it's all systems go, people. It's all systems go. But listen, AFC, man, that's another thing, bro. That's a mad thing that's going on there. We won't go into that. But just coming back to the Isak thing, Kofi, and the thing is, how do you feel about the guy's attitude? The fact that he is refusing to play for Newcastle, and I'll tell you what, if he does end up staying, somehow he's going to have to be integrated back into the side. Yeah, the fans, the Newcastle fans, they're a very close knit group. It's a fishbowl up there, man. So, bro, I don't know if they're going to forgive this guy, but if he gets up, it's going to be toxic between the fans. And when you two teams meet, bro.
The thing is, like, trending like transfers, like players have just made a whole heap of noise with their clubs, like saying they want to go. That a lot of players like have kind of said, I'm going to Liverpool, I'm going to Arsenal, I'm going to Man U, and they've kicked up a whole heap of fuss. So for him, like knowing that he's main man at Newcastle, and he's kicking up this fuss, especially when he's still got 3 years on his contract. Yeah, way. I mean, he's gonna have to go into exile somewhere.
Crazy.
It's
crazy what he's doing. Yeah.
The way those boys are hunting down, they're crazy and passionate. So they're probably looking. Somebody's probably looking and eyeing up where's he living. Where's
look what happened to Steven Gerrard. The threats
exactly.
that got Wayne Rooney. The threats, man.
Apparently he's already moved out his yard. No.
Well, they said
apparently he had to move out his yard.
They're saying, is it true that Isak sold his house? I've not read anything on it, so I don't know. But as I said,
that's what I saw. That he moved out.
It's gone a bit pear-shaped at the moment.
Well, he couldn't stay there
Newcastle,
anyway.
it's gone pear-shaped for them in the transfer window as well.
Yeah.
Not missing out on 9 targets. You know what I mean? I don't know how it's. I mean, listen, they've brought in. They're linked with a couple of players that they brought in. They're linked with Jackson from Chelsea. So whether that happens or not, I don't know. They missed out obviously on Sesko, who's now gone to Man United. But so, Cole, sorry, just getting back to that, a player that does that. Are you saying, because when the sort of mood I got from you was, I don't know if I would want a player that's going to be doing that kind of thing. You know what I mean? And if that was Klopp, if Klopp was there, would Klopp have taken him with that
Klopp
kind of attitude?
doesn't like those players with attitude like that. So I don't think Slot even likes that as well.
Right.
So it would be difficult for a player like that with that mentality. And I mean, I've always said Isak is icing on the cake. So do we actually need him? I mean, he'll add 20 more goals to our season, but is he a necessity?
Well, we're asking you, is he a necessity?
I don't think so.
If I can say the word properly.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that there's areas that we could do better with the money, and then just use the attacking force we have at the moment. So yeah, so it's one of those. I mean, if he does come, well, let's utilize him now. But the attitude has to change. The attitude has to change. Yeah.
Okay, so question is, and Big D, and for the chat, come the end of the window, is Isak a Liverpool player or not?
I don't know. When's the window runs out? 1st September, right?
1st or 2nd of September, something like that. Yeah.
Nah, it'd be difficult. Very difficult.
Yeah, a bit of a tough ask, isn't it?
Yeah.
The thing is, if Newcastle are smart, they're just letting go, but make sure that the price is the price that they want. They've still got time to get another striker in. Plus, they'll have the money as well. But if they let him sit and he's adamant that he's not going to play for them, they'll take him to court for breach of contracts and other things. I mean, you're playing Champions League football, as in Newcastle. So you're harming your own season in terms of do the deal and get shopping, because you have the money. You know what I mean? It makes no sense that he said he's just going to sit out, and you're saying go on then, and leave yourself short because you're going into a season quite on all 4 fronts without your striker. It makes no sense.
But D, that's what I'm saying. Like 130 mil should be enough. Like you got to strengthen your front line as well, and you can easily get like two strikers, 2 decent strikers, or even for that money. So you're never gonna get the 150 mil. Like everybody's gonna mark up a price tag that high for their top striker or things like that. But come on, take 130 and let's move on with this thing, man.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. Somebody was trying to get hold of me, so just got my attention.
Because otherwise, it's just going to be a rotten attitude, and it's just going to make it like messy internally. It just doesn't. bang with the players in the club, and yeah, it's not going to be good for, especially when they're in Champions League as well.
Yeah. It just really has not bode well. I mean, you know what I mean? Because I think it was Paul Merson was saying, I did put in a chat, and obviously Chile was very dismissive of Paul Merson's comments regarding to say that, listen, he could have ended up being a legend at Newcastle, but now it looks like he's burnt his bridges. So you know, it's the same that it's come to this now. But you know, people will turn around and say, well, Liverpool are bullies and blah, blah, blah. But Liverpool don't normally act this way anyway. You know what I'm going to say? I don't know if it's because they just think they're Johnny big boots, whatever it is.
Yeah, but the thing is, we've not really like bullied Newcastle. We've put our offer on the line, and you know, they've not accepted it. So, you know, we've done like how other clubs would do for a big player, but it's not bullying. I don't think it's bullying. I mean, you've got to put your offer in front and, you know, see if they accept it. But, you know, the current trend of how players are trying to make their personal agreements with clubs already before the actual transfer.
The thing I was told, I was heard that there was promises made to Isak. So, you know, that's why I think he's kicking up this stink. You know what I mean? Because, you know, whatever deal they want to offer him, you know, Liverpool obviously pay him a lot better. But that's, you know, listen, once Liverpool come in, or, you know, top clubs come in, your head's going to be turned. Look, he will end up playing Champions League with Newcastle because they've made it into that. But the question is, he wants to go to a club that's likely to win a league, win big medals and stuff like that, and be that hero for them. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. You know, it's gonna be interesting going ahead, and I suppose they'll wait to the end of the window, or you know, the eve of the window, and if Newcastle cave in, then maybe they will probably have to sell him at a slightly lower thing. Because I think you put in a bid for 110? Is it 110?
Yeah, first bid was 110.
And did you put in any more bids after that?
Well, I think we're currently preparing the second bid.
Okay.
But
so there's kind of way, because obviously they're looking for.
But then the breakdown of the bids, it's like Liverpool are prepared to give like 80 million up front, and the rest probably during the season or something like that. So, but I don't know how that is going to go down with Newcastle, because they probably want majority
up front.
Yeah. And then so that's the only thing. I think the complications of the deal just making it delayed. So that's another thing. So we'll see what the second bid might be, if it is going to be, or will Liverpool just pull out.
Yeah. Okay, listen, we're going to come down now. We're going to just quickly move on to my thing, because Big D needs to dip in a bit. I'm a poet and I fully know it. Right, here we go. Arsenal, just quickly. Arsenal, are they ready to go? Yes or no, people? Because, you know, we have this situation with Eze having to make a decision. We've been linked with this guy pretty much from the start of the window and stuff like that. Now, the fact that Spurs have ended up losing Maddison for the season, natural number 10, Eze can go there and be that number 10. He's got a World Cup year coming up as well. Whereas if he comes to and AFC says nope, just put that. Well, we've got to have to agree with you there. You know, if he comes to Arsenal, he's going to be like more than likely play over on that left-hand side. And again, that's not where his position. He plays as either a 10 or an 8. Is he going to get the game time? The likelihood is he will get the game time at Spurs. You know, not that I want him to go to Spurs. He's an Arsenal supporter, played in the academy, got let go on all of that stuff, whatever. But why we did not get this guy in the first place? And I keep telling you now, go back. The money that we spent on Madueke, we could have got this guy. We wasted our money, our 52 million, put 48 million down up front, right? We could have gone and got this guy. Yeah. And now
just get the building, isn't it? No.
Yeah, but it's not even that D, right? Because we're now told that Madueke was the backup for Saka. Well, every time Madueke's come on, right, he's come on the left-hand side. So he's going to be that left-sided player. Martinelli will probably end up being phased out and be either the backup to him or he gets sold. We're looking at Trossard looking likely to go. Yeah, we need money. We have not made no sales. We made one sale in Nuno Tavares, yeah, and Marquinhos. Total cost of around about 8 million. That's not good enough. We've got all these players. Zinchenko who now wants to stay, yeah, and see out his contract. Yeah, 150k a week. We've got Reece Nelson on £100,000 a week. Yeah, you've got Fabio Vieira. Yeah, you've got I said Zinchenko. There's loads of players that we need to get off our books. I've just lost count of how many players we got to get off our books, and we need to get them out quick. Yeah, we need to get them out quick. And the problem is now, the reason now they're saying is that now we need to sell players in order to get the Eze deal over the line. I'm hearing stupidness of, oh, now that we've signed up Ethan Wanweri to the deal, that's why now we can't go for Eze.
Yeah.
I mean, what nonsense is this? This is how Arsenal do their business.
Okay, he
yeah,
won't even take the armband off Odegaard. Never mind.
And Odegaard ain't going to get dropped. So what will happen is Ethan, who's signed up a new deal, came on for like the 10 minutes. He's going to end up either him or Max Downham will come on for Saka. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, Arteta has to be prepared to drop Odegaard if he's given a stinker. Last season, the amount of times this guy was hooked, Odegaard. We need somebody that can open up the spaces and be creative.
Yeah.
We're not creative. Odegaard, that's why when you see this top 2022 season, our away top, when we was playing bad football, we need to go back to that, people. We need to go back to that style of football in order to get Gyökeres firing. He needs the ball to feed. No spamming crosses in. That ball that came in, and I say spamming crosses, I'm going to contradict myself. But when I say spamming, like the ball's played up from the back, it goes to Saliba. Saliba then plays it to one of the midfield players. Midfielder plays it to Odegaard. Odegaard then plays it out because we're so right-sided, lopsided, heavy. Plays it out to there. He then comes back from Saka to Odegaard. Odegaard plays it back to him. Then it whips in. No one's there. But what you saw against Atletico Bilbao, not to say that they're a brilliant side, but a ball from Saka back to Zubimendi, who was pushed further up. First time crossed I don't know if you saw the goal, right?
Yeah.
And Gyökeres timed this run perfectly. Timed this run. Zubimendi knows the Spanish side. Timed this run perfectly. And who says this guy can't score with his head? When you see the goal, just put Gyökeres pre-season goal and see how great the actual assist was from Zubimendi and the header. Fantastic. And that's what we need to do. So we're still not ready. That left-hand side, in terms of MLS, we need a left-back. Standard. We need a left-back because he's having to do two roles, playing as a left-back and an inverted midfielder. And that's why we get run through. And that's why on Sunday, if he leaves those spaces, he might start California. As you said, your team will do the transition thing on us and counter us. And you got the players to do it. And Bremo, Cunha, you got Ahmad. All these guys are quick players. So we might get a goal, but it might be from a set piece. But we need to get the ball on the ground, and we need to be finding those lines and be creative. Do you know what I'm going to say?
That's what I was saying earlier. I think that will go more defensively. Just not to get battered in terms of if we play too many flair players, I think we'll get outmuscled on set pieces and all that. So yeah.
But look, this is what it is, guys. And as I said, Sunday's coming. Just want to quickly before we go, and thank you, Big D, thank you, Kofi Slot, for coming in. Thank you to the chat, world-class chat. As Aaron would say, you are world-class chat. Please smash that like button, and if you're new, sub to the channel, and please get involved in the fantasy league, which Big D has put in there. I'll just bring it back up again. There's the code 4Y0SPO. Get your names in there. What's the name? We've got 20 people taking part, participants taking part. Love to see a few more in there, and we'll get that rolling for the new season ahead. So just lastly, before we go, Big D and Kofi, your game against Bournemouth, what's your score? Opening score. What's your score? What's your score for the home game? Quickly.
I'm not going to say it's going to be an easy start. Probably
Bournemouth have lost a lot of players. They've lost defenders. They've lost all their back line.
Yeah.
Kirkheads. They've lost the guy to
Let's
Real
go
Madrid.
3-1. 3-1.
3-1. Yeah, that sounds like a thing. I'll probably go with that same number as well. 3-1. Big D.
Yeah, I'm going with the Desmond boy at Old Trafford. 2-2.
2-2. I'm going with a 1-1. I'm going with a 1-1. I think it'll be a draw. But I'm going to go 1-1. But hopefully, I'm hoping that I'll be smiling at the end of the weekend. If not, we're going to be having lots of conversations.
Yeah, Super Sunday, boy.
Super Sunday is coming. It's going to be
always a tough one, isn't it? Always a tough one.
Hot topic.
And it's hot topic. Yeah. And then in 3 games' time, we go away to Liverpool. So, bro, it's going to be a tough. It's actually a tough start for both us and Man United. It's definitely a tough start for both Man United. Yeah. Big up again. Big up to Just Talk.
Yeah, man.
That show, DJ Purpose. Please go and subscribe to his channel. And listen, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you to everybody in the chat. World-class chat. We're back here next week. The window will still be open, but I think it will be open. What's next week, Wednesday? Just quickly. What's next week's Wednesday date? Oh, yeah. What am I talking about? I'm trying to... No, it's the season still. So the window will still be open. We'll still be talking...
Yeah.
We'll still be talking about the games and stuff like that. But the Premier League is back. It's going to be back with a bang, and hopefully we can do the business. Take care, Waha. Thank you for being in the chat. Yeah. Subscribe and share if you're new. But people, listen, it's been a pleasure. Let me just find this thing to see us out if I can. There we go. Listen, take care, people. Until
Enjoy
next week,
guys.
Yeah, man.
Weekend. Subscribe and share.
Stay positive, you too.
Oh, hey, behave yourself. Right, take care, first.